was India ever ready for indigenization and in avionics at that point?
The idea was that let's try something that's tough.
The rising power of the graph of Bharat today. Technology, business acumen, marketing, I think a wonderful combination. I think really welcome. I think we in Bharat should be really happy for people like you, with people like you.
So how should the government whitelist the component and the vendor? Basically say this component of Zupa Technologies is approved and you can use it in your drones. So is that how tendering should happen, you're saying, versus how it happens now? Can you tell me the difference?
So as Sir had said, the core lies in standards. See, today if you look at a tender, there is no standard written for say a motor. So you're free to use any kind of standard, you need a 4006 number motor. It could be, non-standard, it could be IS61, nothing. So what I'm saying is for each component, there are enough expertise in the industry to help the defense say that for each component, these are the compliance standards which should be there. Anybody complying to this gets whitelisted.
Got it. And how is it currently? There is no standard.
There is no standard on component level.
See, having been in quality assurance in the defense, one major issue is the government expects the manufacturer to come to the government and say, I have manufactured this, here is the specification, please accept it, sir.
Yes.
मैं हाथ जोड़ता हूँ, please accept it.
So which means that the people who are issuing the tender do not have an understanding of the component level standards. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Would that be accurate?
Which exists.
Yes.
Correct. So that is the status today. See, it was in the drone space specifically when you say. Till now, everybody was in a thing of drone उड़ना चाहिए.
उतनी हाइट पे उड़ना चाहिए, इतना पेलोड लेना चाहिए. स्टैंडर्ड्स, कंपोनेंट्स लेवल स्टैंडर्ड्स की कोई बात ही नहीं है.
बात नहीं था.
समझ गए.
So now it's realizing they are, after certain incidents which have happened, which all of us know.
This is what happens when non-technical people do tendering for defense and other things, no?
Even technical people are bound by the rules and regulations, and the L1 is the biggest noose around it.
L1 is one aspect which is of, like for example, now we are one of those unique companies because of certain volume of scale in some other businesses. We are able to offer our products at equivalent import prices as compared to Chinese. Despite because of the fact that we operate across multiple industries. So there is a kind of the components cost reduces. Whereas like for example, and that's because I'm operating electronics, I'm using kind of the similar processors in your smartphone and all that, so it's easy. Whereas if you take a motor manufacturer, that motor is very specific to that type of craft. Now today the volumes don't exist in India to justify, to be able to offer it at import paired pricing. So that's where L1 becomes hard. In my perspective and interaction with some of the people within the procurement, especially DDP, they are coming out with a system where they are going to be giving an indigenization rank for different products. So a higher indigenization rank. So anything above 60-65% according to the matrix once evaluated, you would be able to get a certain concession on L1, meaning L1 plus 20%, L1 plus 30%. So even up to that level. So supposing somebody quotes 20 lakhs and so it's quite, they are coming out with things, but again the pace, speed at which things happen, like for example, cyber security frameworks are the need of the hour. It has been under discussion for some time now. I am hopeful it should come out soon.
See, the major issue in the government of India is the decision making. Any decision which is taken is questionable, and one anonymous letter is enough to trigger off questions in the parliament. And people are naturally scared. Tomorrow there will be a CBI inquiry, there will be a CVC inquiry, there will be so-and-so inquiry. So it's very difficult for a person to take any, even though he says the right judgment to be taken, it's very difficult for him to take. This is unfortunately the case.
Everybody is getting clearance after clearance after clearance, so that nobody can point a finger at one person to say, oh, you were part of creating a mess. I heard this from a bureaucrat, an ex-bureaucrat.
Nobody dares to say. See, if it is L1, it's very easy to say 20% de do. So then,
who has to approve that?
So 6 levels of approvals क्यों कर रहे हैं?
the person who signs first or recommends first, this 20% will be the guy who will be ultimately targeted. And I have seen this happen in service. And it's very difficult for even the most technically qualified.
Exactly. So now if you put it from an external perspective, somebody like us or companies like us who are outside the governmental ecosystem. See, we do not have any backing. We do not have infinite funds. Yeah. But still we have to work within these constraints. It's quite tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would say that is a large reason why deep tech really hasn't taken off in India. It's slowly coming, but it's not really shot up and taken off. Is only because it takes a lot of time, effort, money and commitment from the end customers to develop something.